Yo, what's up guys, Rogue11 here. Today I'm going to be making a video with my Bachmann big hauler. Now it's been a while since I've made a video on this thing, and it's also been a while since I've actually even run this thing. Now that I have a lot more HO scale track and trains, I tend to run those a lot more than this engine. And I kind of just left it sitting up on my shelf. So yesterday, I decided that I'd get it down and I'd do something with it. So I gave it a completely new paint job. Yo, what is up guys, Rogue11 here, and today I thought I'd make a short little unedited video, and I thought I'd run my Bachmann big hauler for y'all. So it's been a while since I've made a video on this, and same goes with running this. I barely run this engine now that I have a lot more HO locomotives and rolling stock and track and whatnot. So yeah, I thought today I'd show you all the new paint job that I gave this engine, because believe it or not, this is the same one that I made those videos on about a year ago. I always wanted to paint it black in the 4 years that I've had this locomotive. I just never knew if I had enough paint. So today I said screw it, and I painted it black. Yesterday, I said screw it, painted it black, and it looks amazing. So let's get to running this thing. Okay, so now that we have a little bit more light, I'm not sure how I'm gonna film this because kind of in an awkward position right now with how the track is set up, but I'm gonna try my best anyways. Locomotive doesn't run as nice as I would like it to, but I mean, it's understandable since it's been sitting for so long. It probably needs an oiling and maybe a bit of a cleaning, but I'll save that for another day, just so I have something else to do during this quarantine. And yeah, now I'm seeing just how much of a hassle it's gonna be. As you can see, I still haven't done anything to the cars yet. I'm still debating on whether or not I should just scratch off those messages or just leave them on there. I'm not sure. I decided to go with matte black because one, that's the most paint. That's like the paint that I have the most of, and because it kind of looks like DNRG black, somewhat. So it kind of looks like a typical narrow gauge engine. And I decided to leave the top of the tender red because it looks cool, so why not? I was careful to not mess up the white pinstriping that was already on the locomotive because I thought that looked pretty good. And also, oh snap! Yeah, that happens from time to time. Let me fix it. Alright, the pilot's back on. Sorry y'all had to see that. It happens from time to time. It's not completely attached due to an accident a while back. But yeah. Anyways, forgot what I was saying, so I'm gonna have to pause the video here, go back, look at the other clip, and then we can carry on. So I'll be right. I'll look back in the footage. So yeah, I also decided to black out the wheels. There used to be a little like a silver band that went around, the tire that went on the wheel. I didn't really like the look of that, so I decided to paint over it, just kind of make them look all, just one big piece. But yeah, I need to redo it in a couple spots. 'Cause, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's coming off in a couple places. But yeah, and this locomotive is obviously missing a lot of decorational pieces, such as the handrails that go from the cab all the way to the steam chest and a whole bunch of other pieces. But I mean, and that was really noticeable at first because the locomotive had a red boiler with gold detailing, so it really popped that those items were missing. But now that I've painted it all black, it just you don't really notice it as much, and you also don't notice the holes where the posts for the handrails went. So yeah, overall I think that this was this went pretty smoothly. There are some spots that I would like to go over a second time, because on the camera this probably looks pretty good, but if I zoom in you can start to see a lot of the little lines and whatnot. But then you zoom out and once you got the train going at speed, it's kind of hard to notice, so I'm not sure. I also don't run this engine a lot, and the way I can prove that is whenever I was looking at the underside of the tender, there was actually a spider's like a spider egg sac. That was gross. I did not want to mess with it, but I eventually did end up getting it off and disposed of it. So yeah, Not sure where I'm going to keep this locomotive now because I don't want any more spiders getting on it. but at the same time, I don't want it just sitting out in the open because it's a big locomotive. So I'm definitely gonna have to try and think of somewhere to store this. Yeah, anyways, let's get back to running this engine. Like this video, like the whole purpose of this video. Alright, let's go. Yeah, sorry about the weird angles. This is kind of hard to film. I don't know, maybe in the future I'll make a different track layout, or maybe I'll just film it in a different location where it'll be easier to film. Yeah, definitely, be sure to comment down below and let me know if you want to see that happen. I'll try to make it happen, you know? Yeah. Anyways, I think with that, we'll bring the locomotive to a stop right here, and I'll talk a little bit about its history in my possession. I got this back in the 5th grade, so about 4 or 5 years ago, for $30 on Craigslist. It was a whole set, still in box, although the box was very tattered and beaten up, so I quickly got rid of it. But yeah, it was a Bachmann Wonderland Flyer. Had a lot of track, like 18 straights, and then enough curves to obviously make an oval. So yeah, that was quite a surprise. Got all this for $30, and 4 or 5 years later, it still works. So that's amazing. That Bachmann, they may not make the best locomotives, but they sure do last a while. Unless they're the split chassis versions. Those, yeah, just don't get those. Anyways, I think that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. This is Rogue11 signing off.